Good afternoon, good day, good morning, good whatever. Daggone, man, it is Friday already. What a beautiful day. We've got some remnants of a tropical storm that's going to be moving through up here in North Carolina, but it should be okay. We're going to be fine. Just a little bit of that racist climate change knocking on my back door. Not the kind of back door that Paul Pelosi likes. No, just a regular back door. It's got just a handle. It doesn't have a hammer. Anyways, this video is we're trying our best to get ahead of mainstream media, which people for some reason now have started watching, or I don't know what's going on with that, but we it's funny how what is it? Time wounds all heals. That was what what's his name from the Beatles said. Can't think of his name right now. But anyways, married to Yoko. Can't remember his name. Why am I having a blank? But what we got here is a situation where you're looking at media that wants to divide this movement, which is, it's on a Republican carrier signal, but we're using it to kind of ride the wave. We need a way of, going through this. So in other words, MAGA seems to be somewhat of a, maybe not with the GOP old school regular Republicans that you're used to seeing, and it's a good thing because if we tried to use like a independent party, we would really split the votes and it wouldn't work at all. This is where I'm going with this, guys. Check this out. So with DeSantis, I'm not saying he's not a good candidate. I'm not saying that he is not supposed to run, but I want you to understand what could happen here. You want to talk about splitting votes. So if they run DeSantis in 2024, or if he decides to, there's two things that'll happen. See, Trump can fund his own campaign, just needing outside help. And I'm going somewhere with this, so stick with me. DeSantis would have to have outside money to really get in there and be able to campaign like he should. More than likely, let's just assume that. And that means that there'll be certain beholdens that would come with that. You'd have to have that, otherwise you wouldn't have you wouldn't, the beholders wouldn't say, oh, he didn't do what we said, let's take him out. But what they would do is they would kind of trump him out. They would media just hound him and probably start doing investigations just like they did Trump. So he does this. So you would end up having a situation where that would be the case. Plus, you would also, if either one of them were to win, which would be highly unlikely because you'd have people voting for Trump, people voting for DeSantis, would completely splinter the MAGA vote or Republican vote, period, to where neither Republican would win. You would have a Democrat in office because of that. You'd have plenty of people that show out and vote, but you wouldn't have anybody, votes wouldn't all go in one direction in your percentage. You've got to, if you watch the numbers and how this goes, you see the percentages split, and the next thing you know, whoever gets the higher percentage, that's how that works. So we need to focus our energy in one direction, because what could happen, what I would predict is if Trump would be able to run and be a successful run, maybe by then we could get some of this cleaned up enough where fair money would be divvied out for the future E-words. You get the GOP party where they're not all one-sided and just working with spineless rhinos in a Democrat party like Liz Cheney, even though she's Republican. So, not doubting DeSantis' ability one bit so ever, but if we have any compassion one bit so ever to somebody who has, and I'm not saying be a cult loyalist, but let's just look at the bigger picture. Trump really put himself out there for us, and if we abandon that, especially the fact that he hasn't changed course, he's had a wonderful midterm wins because of the fact that if you think about it, we took the House, and it's like 174, 176 and 9 or something like that when it comes to wins. It's like batting 950, really. So let's not think, don't let the media sit there and bash you and think that we lost. I mean, you're looking at Democrats who lost the House and they're calling that a win. So let's look at the bigger picture. So if we could stick together, we'd have a lot better chance in having a stable government when DeSantis runs in 2028, or Mark Robertson. Well, he'd be governor in 2020. Well, anyways, I like Mark Robertson, so just put that over. Just leave that over. Maybe 20. Later on we'll see Robertson. Hopefully, I don't know. But anyhow, if they prop all this up, DeSantis is a smart man. Trump's a smart man. I think that they're not. I don't think they're playing 4D chess. I think this is an actual kind of like thing that's going on. It's like, oh no, 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 don't feed into this, and we don't need Trump to feed into that either. We need them to work together, and if you want to truly work for the country, the people what they want. Don't let these liberals decide our candidates for us and get on this big media platform that screwed us over this long and act like they're going to be bipartisan by endorsing DeSantis. No, that's their pick because that's the guy that knows they have the more likeliness to control if he were to win, but he wouldn't. Neither candidates would win because votes would be split. Democrat would be in office and they would get exactly what they want. So we've got to remember that, dudettes. Be inclusive here, but let me just show you something right quick here. Let me see if I can make this happen here. I just want to. This is just an article that I pulled up to kind of. Well, I'm sure that this is probably just beating the dead horse, but I want the people to get this video out, share it, and think about this. Think about how that would work. You got to remember, you can go out there in droves and you can cast your voice as much as possible, but if you split that between two candidates or an independent, it's pointless. That's the reason why it's really difficult to get a third party set up, because it's you really have to have a big movement before that actually takes place. A lot of times this third party stuff, if they don't, it doesn't work. It splits vote. We've seen that in Georgia, okay, like with that Olive guy, Oliver. But this is not him bashing Trump or anything like that. It's a 14-minute long video, but he's just trying to get ahead of the fact that, hey, let's not let the GOP, the liberals, and the mainstream media split us like this right under our noses. We've stuck together for 6 years, and this guy Trump has actually put a lot out there to try to, how many people he knows going to work and not take their pay? He took his pay and donated it from the White House. He actually, whenever they had to bow down to Obama. The black colleges, let me get right. The black colleges had to bow down to Obama to get federal funding to help pay for student loans. Trump made it let's not do that. Let's just make this an annual thing, and here you go, and all that. And there was no loops and fiery hoops that you had to jump through to get that. So, Obama was kind of repressing, or not, can't say that for sure, not unless allegedly. I don't want YouTube to jump on me for that, but long story short, there was definitely a difference in how Trump handled things on a business aspect versus how Obama did. Just look at our gas prices. That was a big thing. Obama said what are you going to do, wave a magic wand? No. You just got to do some business tactics. You got to, actually be looking for deals and, working with people. And that's all he did. Trump was well noted for that. I've seen pictures of him all over the place, hanging out with world leaders, sitting next to him. It just as calm, as collective as anybody. Not all, he just had a way with people, man. So, I really just want to try to get that message across that we don't need to split this vote. We don't need to let the mainstream media break us apart. This is their one opportunity that they've got to try to make this shine. So take this video, share it to people, and show them that, hey, this is what they're trying to do. And I'm definitely not discrediting DeSantis or his abilities. But if we can get some of this cleaned up for 2028, it'll make a whole lot better entrance for DeSantis, because he would accept money from legitimate people that wouldn't try to run him bad. He could get money from a real, Mitch McConnell screwed all these candidates over by not the MAGA candidates over by not, handing out money. The GOP was only giving them to spineless rhino people, and actually there was, if you look back, McConnell and all these people were attacking the MAGA candidates once he's seen that they were gaining ground. Like not physically, but like with ads. What happened to Eric Greitens with his family, with that scandal that went on, dude. So let's just get right here. We had a wonderful win. We had an excellent midterm turnout. Everybody came out and casted their voice. What a wonderful thing. This is good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Big one. We haven't got to see the end of what's going on. We don't know what's going to happen in other states, but right now, let's just take the wins we got and be happy, and the rest of it's all an extra. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please spread this content. And, dude, way bigger, better things to come if we can just hold this together. Don't let the left split us. Have a good day. Once again, lots of love, guys. In control.